I have been running a webcam studio for the past 3 months, and I have been running an OnlyFans agency for 2 years. And in that time, I have become intimately acquainted with both business models. And in this video, I am going to give you the pros and cons of each one, how they stack up against each other. Which one should you choose, or should you do both, perhaps? Do they help each other? Are they synergistic? So let's get started. Now, actually, before we get started, let me plug myself a little bit here and say that I offer coaching on both of these things. I have a done-for-you webcam bootcamp that I run with two lovely gentlemen who will set up your recruiting funnel, give you a model, hire chatters for you. It is really nice, actually. And then I have my own coaching for OFM, which is more done with you. In other words, like I'll tell you what to do, but I'm not doing it for you. So without further ado, let's jump right in, and we should start with webcam, because that's probably the one that you know less about, because most of my audience, you guys are OFM bros. We're OFM bros. We don't know about webcam. What is webcam? Shit's old. Yes, it is old. You're right. But the pros, there are some. And the first one is that webcam is a simple business model. Simple. Webcam, especially if you come from OFM. You come from OFM and then you start doing webcam. You're like, that's it? That's all I got to do? I just got to get the girl to turn on her fucking laptop camera and sit there for 4 hours, and that's it? I don't have to do any traffic. I don't have to do any like complex chatting. I don't have to like anything else. I don't have to manage her, really? Like what? Bitch, turn on your computer. That's all you got to do. It's much simpler. Why is it much simpler? Number one, girls already know what webcam is. They already know what it is, right? They know what it is, especially if you're recruiting from South America, especially if you're recruiting from fucking Eastern Europe. These girls know what webcam is. You don't have to fucking explain to them, oh, you turn it to chatterbait, and no, they get it. They understand. And, there's another pro, actually. Let me just get on this, right? Well, let's just fucking go over that one right now. You make money right away, right? The girl goes live. She's going to make money on day one. There's none of this like, oh, we got to wait. Hold on. Give me your pictures. Let me set up the OnlyFans page. Yes, you do need to set up the page on webcam, of course, but it's like you can do it in an hour. I guess you could do it in an hour on OnlyFans as well, now that I think about it. Well, no, it'd probably take you longer, especially if you want to upload a considerable amount of content. With OnlyFans, well, I don't want to talk about the cons of OnlyFans later, but with webcam, it's a simple business model. You don't have to generate traffic, and the girl starts making money right away. She can make, in her first stream, $500. Yes, it's possible. And it's not like a crazy fucking number. I mean, it's a lot. That's a lot for your first stream, we'll be honest. But it's possible. She could do it. Sure. There is a little bit of luck involved, which we'll talk about in the cons. But it's a simple business model, and she can make money from day one. Now, when you have a girl who's making money from day one, how much more motivated do you think she's going to be than like some random OnlyFans girl who like sent you a bunch of videos of her fucking dildoing herself, who's like, okay, well, I sent you, my most intimate content. Well, are you gonna like, is there any money yet? So yeah, that's one pro or two pros. The third pro of webcam is that the banking is quite easy. The handling the finances is a piece of cake. Why is it a piece of cake? Because to manage girls on webcam, you want to set up what's called a studio account. So a studio account basically means when girls sign up through your link, think of it like an affiliate link. They're signed up under your studio, and all of the funds that they generate, the tips, the private shows, all that stuff, that goes into your account, and you pay her. See how amazing that is? No bank account, no bank transfer, no Skrill, no fucking Cosmo Pay, no Paxum, none of that bullshit. The money goes into your account, and I didn't even talk about this, but you can get paid out in crypto. Want to get paid out in crypto? Done. Deal. Easy. So the banking is much easier. Oh, I had make money right away on the list. Oh no, I just wrote that. Number 4, possibly. You don't need any traffic. Okay. Kind of touched on this on the first one. What is the difference, main difference, I would argue, between OnlyFans and webcam? OnlyFans is not going to give you traffic. There's no search bar, I don't think. There's no discovery page. Yeah, they have the feed. Yeah, there's OFTV. But like, if they don't post you, on the OFM post page. I don't know why I'm so tired today. I've never done this before. If they don't post you on the fucking OFM or OFTV feed or like the main OnlyFans page, how many fucking subs are you going to get? How much traffic are you going to get? You might get traffic for like a week. And that's it from OFTV. But with Webcam, the traffic is on the site. Like you make the fucking, account, you go live, guys are coming to your page. They're going to come check it out. You are going to get traffic. And it's really nice. Let me tell you, it's really, really, really nice because you can also take that traffic and you can send that traffic to OnlyFans. Of course, I would recommend that you try to earn some money on Webcam first as a way to filter for these guys. When I started doing Webcam this most recent time, the way that I thought of it was like, okay, so we're going to get the traffic from Webcam and we're going to like immediately send them to OnlyFans. Oh, and they're going to get so many subs. And I guess you could do that, but what's worked much better for me has been to actually run the webcam studio like a webcam studio and then just have the girl every 15 minutes say something like, oh, and go check out my spicy page, link in my Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to make money from the webcam act itself. The girl's going to go live. She's going to get tipped. She's going to get private show requests. And you make money from that. You are essentially making money to generate traffic to your OnlyFans page. You are making money. Imagine if you could make money by posting to Instagram. We'd be fucking posting to Instagram all day. Except on Webcam, you are kind of required to go live. And then the final pro is that it does not take really any time. It's no time, no upkeep. Once you do all the work on the front end, once you set it all up, once you get the girl comfortable camming, you get her little vibrating, toy that vibrates when people tip. Once you put a chatter on there, I mean, what do you really need to do? You just need to like make sure she's going live every day or whenever she can go live, whatever suits her schedule. And that's it. There's no upkeep. You don't need to manage the chatters. You don't need to review the chats. You don't need to fucking tweak your traffic if something breaks or refresh the proxy or whatever the fuck. And then finally, I just remember there's another pro. The chatting is way simpler. Way simpler. There's no way. I mean, there are whales who will spend a lot and book a lot of private shows, but there's no like chatting that you need to do. I mean, there is chatting. You do need to handle the chats. You do need somebody on there to message people who come in. Hey, how are you? Hey, thanks for joining. Hey, what's up? And then they'll respond. And then it's like, hey, you want to have some fun in a private? So like you do need to do something, but it's a million times simpler than fucking what you need to do on OnlyFans. On OnlyFans, oh my God, that shit is like fucking insane what you need to do to train these chatters. So let's talk about the cons, because there are some cons, of course. Number one, and the main con, well, there's two main cons really, is that it requires more work from the model and it is essentially like a job. Now, this can go either way, right? Some, models they don't have an entrepreneur mentality. Even like the best model, well, I guess there's some who transition into management, but most of them don't. Most of them have the mentality of like, I'm going somewhere for a job. I want to be paid for that job. And that, can kind of work in their favor for webcam because like they learn to think like, okay, like I went here, I did this thing, I got paid. But what that implies is that they're still going to have to go there and do the thing to get paid. They still have to open their laptop. They still have to click record. They still have to spend multiple hours on there. And it's like a daily thing that they're going to have to do. Now, if you compare that to OFM, it's kind of less work. Like they can record the PPVs, record the PPV sets, over the course of a week or 2 weeks and have that content and be able to sell that content indefinitely. So that's a major con, is that like, if you don't go live, you don't get paid. So you kind of need to find a girl who likes going live for whatever reason. Maybe she likes the attention. Maybe she's an infomaniac. Maybe she likes hearing the ding of the tipping sound. Whatever it is, definitely find a girl who's like got a taste for it. Don't work with girls who like hate doing it and they only do it for the money. Another con is that it is less money overall, period. So the main benefit of OFM and the reason why everybody's kind of switched to OFM is because you can make so much more money. If you can handle the traffic, if you can generate traffic, if you can get subscribers, and you can close those subscribers, you can get the money from them, then, I mean, there's no comparison. Yes, okay, fine. You can build up a Chatterbait account or a Strip Chat account to 200,000 followers. And after 3 years, you know, maybe you can do like 30K a month if you go regularly. And that's only from the camming. But like, you can scale to 30K a month on OnlyFans in 3 months if you know what you're doing. It's not easy. It'll take you a long time to fucking figure out how to do that on a new model, but like, it's possible. You're probably not going to scale to 30K a month on a fucking webcam girl. I mean, I guess it's possible. If you could do that in 3 months, you'd have to be exquisite. Maybe, possibly. But like, OnlyFans just is less of a grind. So like, you're doing more work on webcam for less money. And that's hard for a lot of people to wrap their minds around. They're like, why would I do more work for less money? I'm talking about the agency owners. I'm not talking about the models. Models seem to understand it a little bit better. They're like, oh, I go live, I get paid. Great. But agency owners, they compare it to OFM, and they compare it to the potential of OFM, and they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. That's like, why am I doing all this work? I don't do any work. But like, they think it's a lot of work because it's a lot of work for the model. So your empathy for the model is really what's holding you back in this case. Usually empathy for the model is a good thing. But in this case, you know, don't assume that because you understand both business models at the depth that you do, that like, that doesn't mean, or that means that the model is not going to want to do this other thing also. She might want to do it. Why would you deny her the opportunity to earn additional money and get additional subs to OnlyFans? Now let's talk about OFM. What are some of the pros? Number one, it's the obvious one. You can make more money, way more money. You can make way more money with OFM. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you webcam is better. You'll make more money with webcam. No, it's easier. Yes, obviously, of course. But with OFM, if you're willing to deal with the headache, if you're willing to deal with the stress, you can absolutely make more money and make a lot more money. Main reason for that, I think, if I were to think about it, is that you sell stuff for a much higher price. And on webcam, you can sell content on webcam, but like, they pay in tokens, and tokens are worth 5 cents. So like, paying 200 tokens for something, what is that, $10? That's not a lot. Like, paying $200 for a piece of content is a lot on webcam, but spending 500 tokens on a 10-minute private show is not a lot. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's just, things are valued differently over there. However, all things being equal, yes, OFM, way more money. The reason for that really is because people build these massive traffic operations that drive tons of potential customers to OnlyFans pages, and they microphone troubles. They sell them lots of content that is very highly priced by capitalizing on the desperation of the subscribers. Yeah, that's fine, right? I believe it is. Just double check. We're still connected and we are amazing. Number two, pro of OFM is that it is less work overall for the model. Way less work. I mean, one of them is like, it's basically like a job, like a part-time job, fine, but it's still a job. They still need to go live every day on webcam, or hopefully they go live every day. Maybe it's only 3 days a week. Maybe it's 4 days a week, but they go live, and it's like a job. Like if you work a job, you don't get paid for your job unless you show up to your job. On OnlyFans, it may take a little bit longer to get paid, but if you're working with a competent agency, you make the content once. Oh, I really gotta fucking. Oh, I gotta take a fucking nap or something. It's less work overall for the girl. Is the point? Oh, I'm fucking Sleepy Joe over here. So yeah, it's an easier sell, kind of. You would think it's an easier sell, OFM, but what it seems like, because I've recruited for both, recruiting for webcam, they just like, it makes more sense to them. Because when you give the pitch of OFM, oh, you work 10 minutes a week and you make all this money and it's going to be so amazing. It sounds a little too good to be true. But webcam is more plausible. Like it fits in their brain a little bit better. It's like, okay, when you go live, you get tipped, and then we'll take the fans and we'll sell to them on OnlyFans also. However, overall, if you're only going to choose one, OnlyFans is obviously much less work for the girl. Even if she's creating content for social media, she's not going to create content for 4 hours a day. She might create content for 4 hours once a week and schedule it and post it. And also, OFM, let's talk about another pro, is that it is more scalable. Meaning you can scale each model to a higher number, which I guess is the same thing as the first thing I said, and is make more money. You are going to be capped with webcam at a certain amount, right? Maybe you'll get, and if we're only talking about the webcam studio earnings, let's say you get a girl who goes live every day. How much is that girl really going to make? 15K? Maybe. You take half, 7K from one girl, which is great. That's great. I'll take an extra 7K a month. I'm like, thank you. Plus all the OnlyFans subscribers you get and all that shit, but it's still only 7K. Compare that to like you get a salary model and she's doing 100K and you take all that money. It's like, you can't even really compare. It all really just depends. Do you want to go deep? Do you want to learn the traffic stuff? Do you want to learn the chatting stuff? Do you want to focus more on that, or do you want to focus on something that's a little bit easier? Now let's talk about the cons of OFM, and there are some. Number one, it is a complex business model. It is complex. There's a lot of shit that goes into it, even for just recruiting. You got to do the fucking Zoom call. You got to fucking set up your Instagram page in a certain way. You got to get testimonials. You got to do all this shit, even to fucking get the girl in the door. Then you got to get all this extra content from them. Anyway, the business model is complex. You've got to get the traffic for them. There's no on-site traffic. Oh my God, don't even get me started on the fucking chatting. Holy shit. You got to train these chatters. You got to manage the chatters. You got to like filter the non-retards from the retards to see that you even have a chance to get them to do what you want. It's much more complex, way more complex. Number two, you are subject to platform updates. If you're doing a Reddit strategy, and Reddit makes a change and makes it much harder to do your strategy, you're fucked. What are you going to do? There's your moneymaker right there down the drain. Now you got to figure it out. You got to spend hours and hours trying to figure that shit out. Meanwhile, webcam has not changed in 20 years. It has not changed. The sites have barely changed. Chatterbait has barely changed. Chatterbait, look, if you look at these my free cams, oh my God, look at that fucking site, dude. That shit was made in the 90s. They haven't updated it. So, because you're driving traffic from social media, and social media spends a lot more money trying to curb black hat marketing than webcam sites do. Webcam sites, bro, you can buy a fucking bot that will like vote your girl to the top of page one. To be fair, I have not used these successfully. When I've used these, it just filled my accounts with a bunch of fucking fake followers and was like didn't affect the rankings. But it was on a brand new account that had no traction. It was like day one. So maybe that was it. I don't know. But the point is that they exist, and there's a bunch of it. I'm sure one of them works. If I felt like testing it, maybe I would. But with OFM, you are subject to the updates of the platform. Reddit, Instagram, Twitter, these billion-dollar companies, they have a lot of money invested into stopping people from you doing what you are doing. Meanwhile, webcam, girl fucking opens up her laptop. They're like, oh, we want to send people there. Maybe she'll make money. Number three, OFM con, is that it requires external traffic. So we kind of mentioned that earlier. External traffic is required to make OFM work. You're not going to get 100K a month or 20K a month or even 10K a month from OFTV. Good fucking luck. I guess it's possible, but like probably not going to happen. You're going to have to rely on off-site traffic. YouTube, Instagram, Reddit, Twitter, all the big social media sites. You're going to have to build up a presence on one of them. You're going to have to figure some shit out on one of them. And it is not easy, but it is a necessary evil. Number 4 or 5, whichever one we're on, is that for OFM, you need high quality manpower. Now, the manpower, well, let's say specialized. You need specialized manpower. And really what I mean by this is that you need chatters. Okay. You need chatters. I don't know what your experience has been hiring and training chatters. I really don't. Maybe I'm just a fucking retard and it's hard for me to do. I have no idea. But it is not easy. I've been through hundreds of fucking applications, if not thousands of applications at this point. And the number of people that are not only qualified and are intelligent enough to do the work and actually stick around is currently at 7. So 7 out of 1,000. It's like, imagine you have to talk to 993 people. You have to talk to 1,000 people to find 7 who will stick around and make money. It's not easy. Meanwhile, you don't even fucking barely need chatters. Like, you need a body there to answer the chats, but they don't need to be good at sales. They don't need to have a seller mentality. You pay them $3 an hour and fucking you're done with it. OFM con number 10 billion is that the banking can be tricky. Now, yes, there are ways to connect an account that you control, of course. You can't always do that with every model. Not every model is going to agree to that with OFM, and there's no technical option built into the platform like there is with Webcam Studio that will allow you to directly receive the funds into an account that you own and that you control and that is in your name. It doesn't work like that for OFM. So you are going to have some level of trust required from the model in order to make that work with OFM. So it's not impossible. Plenty of people are doing it. Plenty of people are making a ton of money. Both options are good. And then what is the best option? The best option, in my opinion, is to do both. Any new models that I recruit, I always tell them, let's get you going on Webcam as well as a source of traffic. They don't always go for it. They don't always stick with it. But if they do, then it's just much better overall. Why? Because then I have the reliable income stream of the extra money. And we have the reliable traffic of the subs as well. And they make money right away. So it's less pressure on them. You take the pressure off yourself. You could take the subs and sell to them. And it's just both. I mean, would you not want more money and more subs? I personally would. And you know what? I could just fucking talk myself into expanding my Webcam studio. So thanks for that. Appreciate you watching the video. Like I said, I have coaching on both of these available. If you are interested, I will hopefully remember to put links in the description. If not, hit me with a DM. I'll send it to you. Follow, subscribe, like. See you on the next one.